I was married in 1995, and when I got married, I thought I would be married forever. Never in my mind did I think that my marriage would turn out the way it did. It was about a year and a half into my marriage, and I discovered that my husband was using pornography. And really back then, I didn't even know what that was. So if I fast forwarded a little over 10 years, I started learning that this is becoming really destructive to our relationship. I was experiencing depression. I was no longer functioning how I usually functioned with my family. I couldn't think of meals to cook. I was sleepy all the time. So I started getting counseling, and I started learning that this is destructive. And I could not find the support in the church that we were going to. I was just told to pray more. And that really crushed me, and it began kind of a spiritual crisis in my life. I ended up not going to church for a little time. And then 2009 came, and I found text messages on his phone one night. I can still remember sitting in my bed when I found that phone. And it was with another woman in the flesh, no longer on the computer. And everything shattered. I didn't know, first of all, I just couldn't believe it. And I didn't know what this meant, like the end of the marriage, what? And I had no tools at that time. And late that night I got up because I had a plan to commit suicide. I thought that would be the only way I could escape this pain. And so that night I got up and I researched on the computer, and I learned that people that commit suicide really think that the world is better off without them. And that jolted me because I don't believe that. And it was that night that I made a vow to myself that I would no longer be in this situation in my marriage. Something had to change, even if it was drastic. So I started getting help, and I read the word boundaries. And one thing I learned was that we are wounded in relationship and we are healed in relationship. And so the nearest group to me was 45 minutes away. And so into my healing a little bit, I started a group at Gateway, where I could gather with other women who knew this, who knew what shattered felt like, who didn't have safe places to go and to grieve. And then because of that group, I grew stronger. It was part of my healing as well.